Welcome to the Uzziah Show, where being young, black, and successful is celebrated. I am your host, Uzziah, your success strategist. And if you have any questions about your business, career, or finances, then this is the show for you. Welcome. I am so excited. Today, we're going to talk about cars and clothes. Why cars and clothes keep you poor and what you need to buy instead if you want to be wealthy. So, welcome, y'all. Let's go ahead and hop straight into it. Y'all know, along with every episode, I try to give y'all as much free game as possible to help you become the best version of yourself and get to the next level. All I ask for y'all is to keep the likes up. So, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button right now for the YouTube algorithm. Make sure that y'all leave me a comment. Let me know that you're here. Make sure that y'all donate. Bring forth a super chat. All you got to do is tap the dollar icon below the live chat box, and you will be good to go to support the show. Now, thank you so much to my brother Yasha Allah for the $20 super chat, always holding me down. And I want to celebrate you, sir. I want to celebrate you for all the times that you give me a donation because now I want to offer you a free 1 hour consultation with me one on one. That's my way of giving back to you and saying thanks for being a constant supporter. So guess what? When y'all show me love, I show you all that love back. But tonight we're going to talk about how cars and clothes keep you poor. How many of y'all feel poor right now? I know. Don't be embarrassed. Leave me a comment. How many of y'all feel like you spent far too much money on things you can't afford with money you don't have to impress people that you don't even like? How many of y'all feel like you have to get your finances together? That's what we're going to talk about in this broadcast. And so I'm going to start this off by giving y'all a quick article on how you need to think about your finances as you get older. But don't let me be rude, y'all. For those of y'all that are joining for the very first time, welcome. My name is Uzziah. I'm a professional business consultant. My job is to help you get out of debt so that you can start your own business. So now that we got that out the way, let's pull up this article. Okay. What do you need to know about your finances? What are you doing that's holding you back? And how can you get to the next level? We're going to talk about all of that on this broadcast. And the first article that I want to show y'all is an article from Bloomberg on how millennials are running out of time. Okay. Shout out to Bloomberg, fair use. So it says in the article, in almost every way measurable, millennials in the United States are at 40 years old are doing worse financially than the generations that came before them. Fewer millennials own homes than their parents did at their age. They have more debt, especially student debt. They simply aren't as wealthy. I want y'all to notice what this is saying. Even though we have all these skills and we have access to all of this online content, we are not as wealthy as the generations that came before us. That's for a reason. I want to show y'all how we can take all of our work and have something to show for it. So it says, now, if predictions of a long post, you know what, economic boom are to be believed, this may be the last opportunity an entire generation has to build wealth before heading off into retirement. So, a lot of the financial analysts are predicting that there's going to be a very short window of time for us to get our finances together before retirement age hits. A lot of us think, man, you know what? I could just blow money right now, YOLO, because I'm young. But we don't understand how money works. A lot of us have never been taught about money. We've just followed what we've heard from our family members or our friends. And there's so many people that are living paycheck to paycheck because of all of the silly things that we're doing with money. I need to start getting y'all's comments on this, y'all. Because I know all of us have made dumb decisions with money in the past. I know I have. I know I spent too much money back in the day on Bape hoodies, too much money going out, too much money splurging, buying all of these fancy cars and clothes, even though I could have put my money in other places. It all adds up, y'all. So tonight we're going to talk about why cars and clothes are not the best use of your money and why you need to put your money into long-term assets if you're going to create generational wealth. As y'all know, this channel is about building empires. So if you want to have something to pass down to your kids, you need to make sure that you pay close attention to what I'm going to go over, because the level of game that I'm going to be giving y'all is going to show y'all exactly how to manage your finances before it becomes too late. Okay, as we saw in that Bloomberg article, it was saying that for a lot of millennials, if we don't make the most of the opportunities that are in front of us right now, we're going to run into some problems with retirement. As y'all can see, there's a lot of people throughout the world that are working at older ages. It's not because they want to work. A lot of people have to work in order to afford their expenses. Now, I want to show y'all some of these charts just so you could get in the right perspective on why we need to be careful with how we manage our money. When we look at these charts, we'll notice debt is going up. Our expenses are going up. But one thing that is not going up is the average income. Look at this chart. It says net worth has declined since 1989, while wages remain stagnant. Now, net worth means how much you own against how much you owe. This is talking about how wealthy you are. It says net worth has declined since 1989. So the average person is actually becoming less wealthy than having more finances to their name. Notice where we were with baby boomers. Okay. We could see how they did in terms of their median income, their median wealth, and their median debt. Then you looked at Gen X in 2004, where their median income was pretty much the same. But then when it came to their median wealth, it started going down. All right. I want y'all to notice this. Median wealth started going down for Gen X in 2004. The baby boomers in 1989 were wealthier than them. But then you get to the millennials at 40, okay? Because some people that are millennials are just now starting to turn 40 years old. You know, the young guys like me, we still got a little bit more time. Thank you, Lord. We still got a little bit more time before we join the old folks club. But we do have to make wise decisions while we're here. For those of y'all that are just hopping on, tonight, we're talking about millennials. We're talking about why you need to stop buying all these cars and clothes and why you need to put yourself in a position to win. Okay. Don't take my jokes seriously, y'all. Y'all know y'all still young. Y'all know y'all should Allah be on here running circles around y'all. So listen, if you 40, 50, 60 or up, it's never too late. You can always put yourself in a better position to succeed financially. But I want y'all to notice when you look at the millennials at 40 years old, we have more debt than the generations that came before us. The wealth is not growing. The income is not that different. So we have more expenses to pay. with less wealth to work with. This is going to become a big problem for a lot of people. Now, the problem is most people sleep on things until it becomes a total nightmare. It's not until it becomes a nationwide disaster that people start screaming out, "Oh my God, help me. I can't afford it. I don't have enough. Government, please give me a check." It's not until you know what hits the fan that we really start feeling like our back is against the wall. I'm just showing y'all these charts, okay? I want y'all to notice how much more debt we've taken on, even though the average person's income has not gotten better, especially when you consider the rate of inflation. So we got to make sure that we get our act right, because if not, the older we get, the more problems we're going to have. Yasha Allah says, I was a GQ man, well dressed, if the young generations didn't know. Oh, okay. So during your day, you was doing the same thing as us with buying all these clothes, even though we really should have been having our money in other places. This is one thing that our community tends to do all the time. And that's the reason why I'm sharing this message. A lot of us don't understand how, if we just started to take our money and put it in different places, we would be in a much better position long term. And the reason I'm putting this out here is because I know it's Friday, y'all just got paid, and I'm not trying to be a party pooper. I'm trying to help you level up. I hope that some of y'all are tired of constantly getting paid on the 1st and 15th, and then as soon as you get a paycheck, come next Monday, the money's already gone. I'm trying to help you hold on to your finances and level up. So make sure that y'all smash that like button and that y'all donate through the super chat, because we're going to talk about how cars and clothes keep you poor. Now, here's one important thing that I want y'all to write down. I want y'all to write down the word opportunity cost. The reason why so many of us are struggling is because we don't understand opportunity cost and how that plays into our everyday lives. Opportunity cost is whenever you get a dollar and you put that dollar towards one thing, but another thing actually could have given you more money. You could have gotten a better return on your investment. So, for example, in all the money that you're putting towards your car every month, how much more would you get on your investments if you put that exact same money into a index fund? What would be the difference in your finances over time? There are so many studies that shows that if the average person took the exact same money that they put on their car note every single month and put it into a index fund, they would be a millionaire by the time they reached retirement. But because of the fact that we gotta win today and we gotta look good today, we don't make long-term decisions. We don't do what's best for ourselves and our families in the long run. We're trying to ball and stunt right now, but that's going to mean that we suffer later. But the craziest thing about it is the older that you get, the less that you want to suffer. Right now, these are the years for you to hustle. If you're in your 20s and 30s, right now are the years for you to be building your empire. Y'all got to grind. Y'all got to put in the sweat equity. But there's so many of us right now that's trying to stunt, take trips, buy all these $500, $600 handbags, that by the time that we get older, we have to continue to work and we can never retire because of the decisions that we made right now. I'm going to tell y'all, every decision that you make right now is either going to help you or haunt you when you get older. And I'm not saying that you don't need to do anything nice right now. I'm saying you need to keep everything in perspective, because if you're going overboard, spending money that you don't have, trying to impress people that you don't like, Every year is going to get that much harder for you. All right. So right now, I'm just trying to show y'all how to make things a little bit easier. Opportunity cost is where you put your dollar right now. If you put it somewhere else, what would be the difference? How many of us want to retire early? Leave me a comment and let me know if you want to retire early, and let me know what age. That's my question. Do you want to retire early? Do you want to work for the rest of your life? Do you want to retire early? And if so, by what age? I want y'all to leave me a comment. Let me know. Yasha Allah, LA for life, everybody else that's joining. If you want to retire at any point in your life, now is the time that you map that out, because things are getting so expensive due to the rise of inflation that if you're not careful, you could find yourself working for the rest of your life because you don't have a plan. I want to show you all this article. I want to show you how much money you'll need in order to retire early. Leave me a comment and let me know what age y'all want to retire by. And as y'all are leaving that comment, I'm going to show y'all how much money you're going to need in order to retire at that age. Now, this is an article from Insider. All right, fair use. How much money you need to retire at 65 and live on investment income alone till 90. See, most of us don't understand that even though the cost of debt is going up, the average life expectancy is rising also. So it's not enough to just have fun now. If you live to your 70s and 80s, do you have enough money to sustain yourself? And as y'all can see with the folks in this photo, they're gearing up to enjoy life at an older age. Okay. So I'm going to just go straight to the point. I'm not going to be on here dilly dallying. How much money you need to have invested to retire early? If you want to retire at 25 years old, you need to have 6 million in the bank. That will allow you to retire at 25, and you can still enjoy $100,000 annual income as long as you're tapping into money that you have invested. If you want to make $65,000 a year, okay, and have comfort, you need to have almost $4 million in the bank. I want y'all to see how, as you go from 25 to 65, regardless of your age, you still need to have millions. This is the reason why I'm trying to show y'all how to level up on this broadcast. A lot of y'all might think that just because y'all saw y'all grandmama being able to live off of food stamps or Social Security, you'll turn 65 and do the exact same thing. But all of the government benefits that have been afforded to your grandmother might not be around when you get old. So y'all got to start putting some things in place today to make sure that you have a better tomorrow. Don't say your brother didn't warn you. I loved you enough to tell you decades earlier. You need to start getting ready. You need to start preparing yourself for the time in which you don't want to work. A lot of us want to retire right now, but do we have the money to retire early? This is the reason why we got to start setting up different streams of income, and we have to understand how the game is played. It's not enough that you just make money. You have to understand what to do with that money in order to have financial independence. Okay. So if you want to retire at 65 years old, which many of us want to be done working before then, you have to have $2.5 million in the bank to be able to survive off of $100,000 annual income. Now, here's another thing that most people don't consider. How much will a dollar be worth by the time that you turn 65 years old? Y'all know they got all these stories about how much a tank of gas was in the 1970s, how you could go to the movies for free back in the day. That's not our generation. Right now, everything costs an arm and a leg. So if everything costs an arm and a leg right now, how much more expensive do you think that life will be in 30 years from now, 40 years from now, 50 years from now? You have to be financially ready. If you're not secured, y'all going to be in bad shape. And I know the same thing can happen to me also. That's the reason why I'm putting in the legwork now, so that when I get older, I make sure that me and my family are provided. But you have to start today. You have to start taking whatever amount of money that you have right now and setting some of it aside towards long-term assets. This is the reason why I'm always stressing the importance of things like stocks, bonds, real estate investment, cryptocurrency. A lot of us tend to view these things as playthings now, but in time, you're going to need to live off of it just to sustain yourself. Now, let me stop sharing and check these comments. If you're just now joining, make sure that you smash the like button, because this is real. I know a lot of times you'll only think about what paycheck you're getting right now. We only live for the moment. But this is the reason why oftentimes we as a people will spend over $1.6 trillion a year, but we have nothing to show for it, because all the money that we're getting is not being invested. It's not being recycled throughout our communities. And as a result, that's why we still have to work. Okay. So make sure that y'all smash that like button. Make sure that y'all subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And make sure that y'all donate by bringing a super chat. Okay. These are all things that we have to understand. Okay. Creative says, I wish I could retire now. I hear you. But realistically, before 60 years old, God willing. LA for Life says she wants to retire at 55. So I want y'all to see how much money you would have to have in the bank in order to retire in your 50s, in order to retire in your 60s. These are things that you have to know and plan for in advance in order to make sure that you're there. Listen, I'm going to put this article back up again so y'all can see it. When we're talking about having millions of dollars in the bank account, y'all can't just luck your way up. You can't just luck your way into, oh, look at me, I just wasn't paying attention and somehow I just landed on $5 million in your bank account. No. If you're going to have $5 million in your bank account at any point in your life, that's going to be very intentional and very deliberate. Okay. Now, I saw somebody just put already retired at 38. Shout out to Dante Fortson. Feel free to leave a comment below. Let us know how you did it. Give us the game, brother. So that way we can start applying the same principles. So I want to show y'all again this chart. I want you to notice how, if you're going to have any of these financial milestones, it's going to have to be on purpose. Success does not happen by accident. There are things that you need to do right now in order to have a better tomorrow. So as we go back to looking at these charts, we'll notice there's money that you have to have in place. I'm going to share the screen with y'all one more time, just so that way y'all can see it. Okay. If you're going to have money long term, you need to be well prepared. You got to make sure that you already start setting money aside right now to prepare for your future. So it says how much money you need to have invested to retire early. If you're going to retire at 25, 6 million in the bank. If you're going to retire at 35, 5 million in the bank. This is if you want to make spend $100,000 annual income. 45, 4 million, 55, 3 million, 65, 2 million. So, in order to do these things, you have to have real assets. Now, there are some people that are retiring early that do things called FIRE, financial independent retire early, where they will live off of relatively little to nothing, and they will take their money and put it into stocks, just like what Dante is saying. And then some people will take the dividends from those assets, and it will make residual income that they could live off from month to month. Dante says he went from cash to crypto and stock, then flipped the profit into real estate, also set up multiple streams of online income, a 12-year grind. Yes, so you got a lot of people that are getting into the business of setting up these different passive streams of income. Some of those streams of income being online, some of those streams being through hard assets, things like real estate, stocks, and other forms of currency. But today I'm going to show you why it's so important that regardless of how much money you have right now, you start preparing for your future. It's possible that you can have financial freedom. All you need to do is take the right steps. So I'm going to show y'all something right now to put things into perspective. This is going to be the last article I'm going to show y'all, but I'm going to just show y'all a brief chart just to outline the importance of investing early. Okay. A lot of us wait far too late in the game to get started. And even though it's better late than never, you want to have time on your side. One of the most important assets to have on your side is time, because time will really help you when it comes to growing your money. So I want y'all to see this. This is a chart on how millennials, if they start investing early, it can benefit them in the long run. Okay, so shout out to Stash. This is a basic chart showing that if you put your money towards an investment account that reaps a certain percent of interest, if you invest $6,000 a year starting at age 25, you can retire with close to $1 million in assets. But if you wait until age 35, that same $6,000 that you invest every year will only give you $400,000 in assets. Now, obviously, something is better than nothing. So don't be discouraged, even if you're not in your 20s. The point is, right now is the youngest that you will ever be. So, regardless of your age, you need to start investing, because there is a time aspect of your investing. One of the things that they talk about in the financial world is time value of money. Listen, my people, the reason why I do these topics is because I'm trying to give y'all the game that they talk about in some of these schools and these different financial companies, but I'm trying to make it easy as one, two, three. So even without understanding time value of money, investment rates, compound interest, just start early. Just start getting in the game and start committing yourself to learning and setting some money aside in your monthly budget, so that regardless of how much or how little you make, you can get started. Okay. So Dante says that he uses Stash, 100% recommended. Okay. We got to start using some of these different tools that are out there. Like, for example, I always tell y'all how the Uzziah show is sponsored by Webull. They're giving y'all 2 free stocks to go ahead and get started. There's so many different platforms right now that will help you guys set money aside for a rainy day. Okay. So let's talk a little bit more about how cars and clothes keep you poor. The reason why cars and clothes keep you poor is because of a term called depreciation. Depreciation means you've bought something that goes down in value. Usually, when you buy a car, it goes down in value. The average person will end up buying a new car, and that car will go down 15% in value as soon as you take it off the lot. The reason why I keep talking about this becoming the problem of the average person is because there are a rare number of people who actually invest in exotic cars that appreciate in value. So, for example, I recently read a story about Jay-Z and Beyonce that bought a multi-million dollar car. I believe it was a Rolls Royce, and that will appreciate in value. Even Floyd Mayweather, a lot of y'all have seen some of the cars that he has. Some of the cars that you look at in his garage appreciate in value. You always want to make sure that you stay away from putting money into things that go down in value instead of going up. And you want to make sure that you don't take all of your hard earned money and just dump it into cars immediately, because you want to think about how much cash flow you're putting into your car note, your insurance, and your maintenance every month. With that same $500+ that you're putting towards your car note, insurance, and maintenance, you could be putting that into an investment fund that can turn you into a multimillionaire. All of us will get some money over time, but the difference is, what do you do with it? See, this is the reason why Rich Dad, Poor Dad was such an important book, because a lot of us think, oh man, well, if I wasn't born wealthy, I can never become wealthy. But studies show that 80% of millionaires today, they are first time millionaires, meaning they don't come from money. When they reached their wealth, that was the very first time that somebody in their family lineage got to that level. So don't think that just because you weren't born with a silver spoon in your mouth, you can't get there. It's about how you manage your money. We talk about how you manage your time, how you manage your money, how you manage your energy. All of these things are so important when we want to level up and become the best version of ourselves. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give y'all a link to Cam Up. I'm gonna show y'all how to be able to join the chat room with me. All you gotta do is click the link that's in the comments below. And as soon as you Cam Up, I want us to have a conversation about how, if you put your money towards assets instead of liabilities, what that could do to change not only your life, but your family for generations to come. This is all very important, y'all. This is very, very important information that we must discuss. So make sure that y'all smash that like button, because I want to make sure that we benefit from today's talk. Now we got Dante that just joined. Okay, I'm gonna wait for you to throw your camera on, Dante, if possible, because as soon as you do so, I'm gonna go ahead and chime you in. Make sure that if y'all got this link, make sure that you cut your camera on. I'll be more than happy to add you into this broadcast. Okay. So we talked about depreciation. Depreciation is anything that goes down in value. Then there is appreciating assets. These are the things that when you put your money into those assets, it makes you more money over time. This includes things like stocks, real estate, gold, cryptocurrency, NFTs. There's so many different investments that are on the market today that'll actually help you make more money. You can actually double or triple your investments based upon the type of assets that you get. I always tell y'all about how I got this real estate investment property in 2014 here in North Austin. From the time that I bought that property up until now, it has almost tripled in value. And you want to buy these things while they're still affordable on the market, because everything is going up, guys. Everything is getting more and more expensive. So you want to get yourself in the game right now while you can. Okay. Okay. So Dante just said that you're driving, but you could talk. All right. Rejoin that cam up link, King, and I'll just audio you in. I'll audio you in. All right. I'm just unmuting your mic. If you can unmute your mic, and then we should be able to hear you join. Can you hear me? You're not on mute anymore. Hello, hello, hello. You with me? All right. So we're going to give Dante a quick minute to hop on. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready for you. Okay. But let's talk right now about what you should buy. If cars and clothes keep you poor, what should you buy instead? Well, one of the first things that you should do if you're trying to get ahead with money is get out of debt. And I know that for a lot of y'all, that's not sexy. Oh, why you didn't just say, just buy this cryptocurrency, Uzziah? Why didn't you just say, just buy this piece of gold and instantly you're going to be an overnight millionaire? That's not how it works in real life. Yes, I know y'all hear all these stories about people that buy this one rare coin and then instantly they become billionaires overnight. But for most people, it doesn't actually work that way. Most people that end up building real wealth end up doing it over a long period of time. And the reason why I'm telling you to get out of debt is because debt is the greatest deterrent of wealth. Debt is going to slow you down because all the money that you're putting towards debt stops you from being able to put more money in your assets. I told y'all when I got out of college, I had to pay more money on my student loans every month than the cost of my rent. So as soon as I got my student loans knocked out, imagine how much money I was able to put towards appreciating assets. Look at how much money I was able to put towards stocks, put towards real estate, put towards additional streams of income. You're never going to be able to really tap into this investing game if all of your money is being swallowed up by your debts. So if you have credit cards, pay them off. If you have student loans, pay them off. Car notes, pay them off. You need to start freeing up some cash so that way you'll have more opportunities to get into investing. Okay. Dante, you with us yet? Okay. So when we talk about these appreciating assets, make sure that you get out of debt. Okay. The reason why I stress getting out of debt is because this allows your interest to grow at a better rate on your investing. What I mean is when you have both debts and investments, a lot of times your debts have an interest rate that's a lot more consistent and or higher than the interest rates on your investments. So for example, some of y'all may have student loans right now that are at a 9% interest rate. That interest rate is higher than the amount of money that you put towards a certificate of deposit, also known as a CD. So some of y'all might be trying to take money and put it in a CD, but the amount of money that you're putting that you're accruing, the amount of interest and debt that you're racking up on a loan might be a lot more than that. So to make sure that you make the most of your investments by you getting your debts out of the way, that will help you make more money over time. Okay. So if you only have a little bit of money, try putting some of that money towards your 401k if you work at a 9 to 5 job. Okay. I know a lot of y'all think, oh man, there's no way I could possibly invest. I only make just a little bit of money. if you only make a little bit of money and only have just a little bit that you could put aside, make sure that you tap into your company's 401k program, because they will match your contribution depending on the investing package that they have to offer. This is by far one of the best investments that most people sleep on every single day. Most people don't understand there's a difference between taxable income and non-taxable income, tax-free investing, tax-deferred investing. I'm giving y'all the game, but y'all got to take it and run with it. When you think about a lot of these other famous kinds of investing incomes, a lot of those come with a certain tax burden. One of the best ways for you to lower your taxes is for you to invest in your 401k. Go to your job, ask them, is there a 401k package? If they don't have a 401k package and you're going to work at a 9 to 5, then try to put yourself in a position to work at a job that does come along with a 401k plan. Real quick, Yasha Allah, I'll throw you on. If you got your camera ready, make sure that when y'all come, make sure that y'all got y'all's cameras. Make sure that y'all got everything good to go. I'm trying to patch y'all in, but I'm not able to hear the audio. Dante is showing on my end that you are unmuted. So if you're able to talk from your end, whenever you're ready to talk, that's when we will patch you in. Okay. Tonight we're talking about how cars and clothes keep you poor and what you should buy instead. We all got to understand the same dollar that we're spending today could turn into millions of dollars far down the road. But if we don't make wise decisions, we're going to be on struggle mode for the rest of our lives. And there's going to be no way you could create generational wealth. There's going to be no way you can get ahead, because all of the money that could get you ahead, you're throwing it out the window. Pay off your debts. If you only have a little bit of money, put that towards your 401k plan. And you also want to understand that if you don't make a lot of money, guys, one of the best places for your money to go is into programs that will help you make more money. Now, a lot of people traditionally look to college as a solution to this problem. But the reason why I don't always suggest college is because college is so expensive. So you don't have to go into 5 or 6 figure debt just to get more lucrative skills. A lot of y'all can learn trades. You can get certifications. I always talk about the importance of reading books. Just by y'all getting into some of these programs where people are showing y'all how to make more money, that is the easiest and most affordable way to start working towards generational wealth right now. The best investment for you to make is in yourself. Now, if you got a lot of money, then obviously you can put that into things like real estate. But if you don't have a lot of money to play with, you need to take the limited finances that you have and invest in assets that will allow you to start small, like a 401k plan at your 9 to 5 job. If you don't have a 9 to 5 job and you still want to have tax savings, set up an IRA. You can set up a Roth IRA. You can do this through a financial brokerage company. I'll do different shows on how to set that up. I will walk y'all through the process of how to do it. I've even talked about this in some of my previous shows, okay? But you need to make sure that you start investing somewhere. That's why I always give you all these 2 free stocks, okay? So even if y'all want to just start putting some money into these 2 free stocks I'm giving you, feel free to do it here, okay? So click the link, get your 2 free stocks. All you got to do is click the link and you could feel free to do so, okay? Dante, if you can rejoin, I will go ahead and try to add you now back in so that way you can have access to audio, okay? All right, I got you on.
All right, you hear me now?
Yes, sir, I could hear you.
All right, I just wanted to come on real quick. I love the channel, by the way. I would love for you to come over on my channel and talk to some of my people about this stuff, if you get a chance. But I did want to just say this because I think it might be inspirational to some people. Many people probably know who I am. A couple people shouted me out on your channel before. Was surprised that I was over here. Um, but I grew up in the hood, and I still live in the hood. My grandfather left me and a lot of family some, real estate and cash, and he grinded his way up. And the whole family, except for me, sold their houses, for the bag.
Right.
And so instead of me doing that, I continued to stay in the house, and it was free and clear. All the property he gave us was free and clear. So everybody else went and got that bag. And so I'm sitting at the house broke, having to borrow money from my mom, but the house is worth 175,000. And so I just kept sitting on it, sitting on it. So now the house is worth 300,000. And so that whole time I was taking, $25 here, $50 there, and just slowly putting it into crypto and
Mm.
slowly learning the real estate market, or stock market. And so I kept putting it in, putting it in, putting it in. And then before I know it, the crypto blew up. And
Mm.
so I'm looking at my net worth. March of last year is negative. February last year was negative 9,800. That was
Okay.
my net worth. Today, my net worth is almost six figures. The reason it's almost six figures is because it went up, and I said, you know what? Let me take this money and buy some property. So instead of buying property here in the city, I went out towards further out in Nevada. I'm in Vegas.
Okay.
I went further out in Nevada around the Pahrump area, and the property's cheaper there. So for 275 right in here in Vegas, you can get less than a quarter acre with a two-bedroom, three-bedroom, two-bath house. But if you go
Mm.
on Pahrump for 275, you can get a three-bedroom, two-bath house plus between 1 and 5 acres of land, depending on where you buy. And a lot of that land is zoned for commercial growing, so you can farm and you can get agricultural stuff and all that for help from the government. So I did that just 2 weeks ago. I put
Okay.
down a down payment on a 1 acre property, three-bedroom, two-bath house.
Right.
Well, just this week, I said, you know what? Let me go talk. I'm sorry, last week. I said, let me go talk to a financial advisor. I went and talked to a financial advisor because you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And I paid him his $200 an hour. Best $200 I ever spent. I sat down with this guy. He gave me 2 hours, but he only charged me for one. We sat there and we mapped out a plan. So this week, just today, I put down another down payment. I found an owner that was willing to carry. I just bought 36.4 acres zoned for campground, commercial growing. You can put a commercial building on there to sell everything. So it's been a
Wow.
12-year grind. It wasn't easy, but like you said, if you pay down your debts and all of that, and you start taking that extra money and investing, I didn't do that, but I think it's
Right.
good advice. I was making so much money in the crypto that the amount of money I was making, you talked about the cost of opportunity earlier,
Yes,
it
sir.
would cost me more to pay down my debt than it was to invest in crypto at the time because I
Right.
was making 3, 4, 5, and 600% returns. And I had a Chevy Impala.
Mm.
It was a $12,000 2013 Chevy Impala and 29% interest, probably the highest I think is legally allowed to charge on a car.
Right.
Terrible interest rate. So I actually went and bought a brand new car, which is something I don't suggest for people, but I've never owned a brand new car in my life. And so I got a 5% interest rate. So it actually only cost me 200 more a month to drive this brand new car than it did to drive an old Chevy Impala.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, no, I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, so I got a 5% interest rate now, from a 29% to a 5%, because the whole time I was working on my credit.
Right.
And I just thought that might be inspirational for people coming from where I was coming from. I done slept in I had an Expedition. I still got it actually. I bought it in 2005. It was a 2001 Expedition. I drove that car until 2019, until the
Mm.
engine crapped out on it the second time.
There you
So
go.
I'm putting a second engine in it, but I paid all cash for it, part of the money my grandfather left.
Right.
So people that know me, they know, some people that are close, they kind of know my whole financial situation now, and
Uh-huh.
they knew my financial situation then. And I love the title of today's show about the clothes and jewelry. People know I wear the same black shirt, not the literally the same one, but I go
Right.
to the same place and I buy my black t-shirts, $20 a piece. The jeans I buy are like $40 jeans. You'll see me. I never have more than $100 worth of clothes on. My tennis shoes were 50, the pants were 40, and the shirt was 20. So like
Wow.
$110 worth of clothes. And I dress like that all the time. Same black shirt, same black jeans. I just buy them over and over and over again from the same place.
Now,
What changed my mindset?
I'm
Go
glad
ahead.
that I'm glad that you said that, and thank you so much for hopping on, my brother. I'm definitely looking forward to connecting with you. One of the things that a lot of us don't realize is a lot of people that have real wealth don't flaunt it. Like when we look at guys like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Steve Jobs, and so many other people who amassed a fortune, you couldn't tell by the way that they dressed that they made a lot of money. They might have made,
Right.
they might have been billionaires, but they would have driven, everyday cars, shopped at places like Walmart. Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart, actually drove a pickup truck. That was his favorite car. And so, I know a lot of times we think that as soon as we get on, we've always got to flaunt it. But we got to understand that a lot of people who actually have real money, they don't show it because they don't have any need to feel like they need to put on about who they are in order to show this lifestyle. LA for Life is touching on one of my favorite books, The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas J. Stanley. In that book, he talks a lot about how the average millionaire that's in America today just looks like an everyday person, but you would never know that they were millionaires based upon the lifestyle that they live. So, any last words you got for us, bro?
Yeah, I just want to tell everybody out there, keep grinding. It's possible. I don't usually tell people the time frame I did this in, but like I said, last year, February last year, so about a year and a half, my net worth has gone from a negative 9,800 to almost six figures. And now I'm sitting on just over 37 acres of property total between everything. So it is possible to do all this stuff if you guys take the right steps and you just stay motivated. I didn't even get into the online income. That was most of the 12-year grind, was getting that money to be able to put into the stock market and crypto, and then taking that money and putting it into hard assets. And y'all listen to this brother right here. He has great advice. You don't have to be flashy. The first thing I bought when I really, really got on where I felt like I was comfortable was a $400 Bulova watch. That was the most expensive
Mm.
thing I bought outside of, vehicle and, stuff like that. That is, I just got a regular GMC Terrain. I don't even have the big one. I got the smaller one. So yeah, definitely take this brother's advice, y'all. He's giving great advice, and I appreciate this channel.
Hey, I appreciate you, my brother, and I'm looking forward to us linking up, man. I just put my email in the chat. So hopefully, even in the private chat, hopefully you and I, maybe we could exchange contact and then we could set up some type of collab, man. So that way we could give even more education to the people.
I'm gonna drop my email in the chat, in the private chat right now before I leave
Okay.
out of here. But I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you, King. All right. So listen, y'all, you hear the stories, and I'm so proud of this brother. That's one thing that I also wanted to point out. I know that I'm a little bit crunched on time, but I'm so proud of the of brother Dante's story because he's showing you how, as long as you stay focused, you can get from point A to B. You could get from start to finish. You don't have to have $1,000,000 in the bank. You just have to make the most of every opportunity as you have it. Brother Dante, I got your email. I'm looking forward to us talking. Yasha Al, I'm about to add you into the stream. What's going on?
Some reason my microphone not working for some reason.
Okay. Good to see you on. Good to see you on. Yeah, it's a little bit patched up. If you end up figuring it out in like the next 5 minutes, let me know. All right, y'all. So real quick, I just want to talk about a few points while we're still here. We already talked about how you got to be very mindful of where you put your money. You cannot put all of your money towards liabilities, put it towards assets. Liabilities are the things that you owe. Assets are the things that you own. We got to stop putting all of our money towards these things that rust, rot, and depreciate. We got to start putting our money into things that grow over time. Now, Dante, he was on a little bit earlier and he was telling you his success story about cryptocurrency, or assets. when y'all check out those links to the Webull, that's where you figure out how you can start investing in cryptocurrency. Okay, there's so many opportunities, but we just have to hop on board. And one of the things that I want to let y'all know is that even if you have a little bit of money, get started somewhere. You could put it towards your 401k. You could put a little bit towards your crypto. I highly suggest that y'all get started on that 401k because you need to get going with your company match. And if you're only making a little bit of money, okay, if you're not making a six-figure income or higher, you need to start putting money towards books and programs that will teach you how to generate six figures in revenue or more. Okay, if you're not generating a six-figure revenue or higher, you need to be focusing on how to improve your skill set so that way you can have more income to put towards more assets, okay, like real estate, etc. I want you to focus on building up your portfolio. You don't just need to buy one kind of thing. You want to make sure that you have different assets. Remember, the average millionaire has 7 different streams of income. So right now, I have over $500,000 in real estate alone. The majority of my portfolio consists of real estate investments. Okay. So I might have real estate in the hundreds of thousands. Up close to 10% of my portfolio is in stocks. Okay. So I always tell you guys about the importance of index funds. I'm an investor in companies like Tesla, Amazon, biotech companies. I have all of these different kinds of investments. I also have 1% of my assets in cryptocurrency. I just, right now, I recently just bought a cryptocurrency with 1 million shares. I bought 1 million shares of a particular crypto. Okay, Shiba Inu. Now, I'm not telling y'all what to go out and buy. I'm not a licensed investment advisor. All that I am saying is it's time that we stop putting all of our money into all of these depreciating assets, Jordans, iPhones, clothes, and start getting in the game. NFTs blowing up, artwork blowing up, cryptocurrency blowing up. There's no excuse not to get in the game, and the platforms make it so easy. They're giving it away for free, guys. So what I want y'all to do as we end tonight's show is to start putting yourself on a budget, because once you put yourself on a zero-based budget, that's when you'll have enough money to go towards your play money, and you'll have enough money to put towards an investment fund. A lot of us don't even know where all of our money is going. That's the reason why it's so important for you to make sure that you have a certain amount of money that goes towards the things that you want to do to sustain your day-to-day lifestyle, and you have a certain amount of money that can go towards other investments. But like I always recommend, start talking about tax deferred. And I like that I Campbell talked about, don't forget about having an HSA. I ain't talk about the HSA right here because I put some of that content on the Patreon as well as other platforms. I can't give y'all all the game right here, but this is the reason why I tell y'all, please make sure that y'all donate. Okay, I want to give a big shout out to Brother Yasha Allah that brought forth the $20 super chat today. Okay. Please, y'all, continue to donate to this channel. Make sure that you tap the dollar icon directly below the live chat box. Or if you prefer, you could donate through Cash App or PayPal also. The links are in the description below. Now, I Campbell did bring up a good point, and because that is one of the things that I do talk about in my program called 0 to 6 Figures. So what I'll do for y'all right now is, if you want to learn more about how to create generational wealth, I'm going to give y'all the link to my free masterclass on the 3 keys to financial freedom. Okay. All y'all got to do is check out this masterclass. I've put it together. Watch it on your own time. Here is where I'm going to show you how you can start creating automated streams of income to make sure that if you left your job today, you would still have other finances in the background to be able to provide for you and your household. Listen, y'all, I'm out of here. Thank y'all so much for tapping in with me. And if this is your very first time watching this channel, please make sure that you subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Listen, y'all, support. Your support is very necessary. So please make sure that y'all share this channel. Do not keep this information a secret. It's important that we all have access to this information so that way we can level up and create generational wealth for our households. I love y'all. I wish y'all a great weekend. I will see y'all again this Sunday at 7 p.m. That's when the next show will be. Thank you.